Fantastic Four, first steps. Are you going to take your first steps, your baby steps, your fan steps to see it? I will not today, but I will see it. I'm very curious. Always loved Fantastic Four. Always loved Silver Surfer and Galactus. So we'll see. But one of the things that's really interesting, and I was looking over some notes this morning and throughout the week about Herbie. That is, of course, the Fantastic Four's robot, standing for Humanoid Experimental Robot, B-Type Integrated Electronics. That's a mouthful. Now, that was, I guess, created to assist the Fantastic Four, and we first saw Herbie in the 1978 animated series, then later in the comics. So Herbie was an original. He certainly isn't one of the core original members of Fantastic Four, but he's become pretty much, much loved by fans. And he's almost kind of like, I look at him like the R2-D2, right? Or remember Tweaky from Buck Rogers' Beady Beady, or R2-D2, blah, 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 blah. And Herbie's much more kind of functional, maybe. So how did they realize the effects? Well, today, as you know, everything seems to be computers, digital, CGI, computer-generated imagery. And that was employed, but the base or basics of Herbie was practical effects on set. They used puppets, sort of like just wood blocking, like I guess a carved block of wood to stand in for like the lighting effects. So when the camera would have to set up for the shot for the real humans and all. And then they had a real animatronic, like a remote-controlled robot, Herbie, which they said had to be controlled by 4 different people. Herbie's Fantastic Four. They had 4 sort of puppeteers, as it were. And I would imagine for the cast, for all the actors, this is a much easier and cooler way of interacting with the robot than saying, oh, we're going to put him in later, so he'll be here, and there's a green screen, and there's going to be a floating little head on a stick. And so I love it, because this gives an opportunity for the robotic specialists, the robotic guys and gals, the engineers, gives a chance for them to do their magic. It becomes easier, dare I say, more realistic, and a better performance integration interconnected with the actors. And then I think the final finished product. I mean, I love CGI. I love digital. I guess it's just as good, maybe sometimes better than real practical effects. But I usually do prefer at least a try at practical. Try to do something real if you can. Most recently, Beetlejuice, the sequel to Beetlejuice, Tim Burton directed. He used, from what I understand, mostly practical on-set effects. On-set practical. They called them in-camera. So, they were digital as well. But for the most part, Tim Burton achieved Beetlejuice with practical on-set in-camera. So what do you think? I'm glad that Herbie is a real robot and helped with CGI as well. But he's real. He's real, folks. So go and see it. We'll see what happens. I hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.